All right, let's dive into something that holds so many of us back. That psychological fear of making a mistake when we speak. This isn't about memorizing a bunch of grammar rules, not at all. It's about unlocking the confident speaker that is already inside you. So, does this sound familiar to you? You're right in the middle of a sentence. The idea is crystal clear in your head. And then you just stop. You freeze up, right? You're desperately searching for that perfect word or the exact right grammar, terrified you're going to sound silly. It's an incredibly common and, let's be honest, super frustrating feeling. In this quote right here, it just nails the whole issue. It completely changes how we should be looking at the problem. See, the issue isn't that you lack ability or that you're not smart enough. No, it's a mental barrier. It's a psychological cage that you've probably, without even realizing it, built all around yourself. So what exactly is this cage? Well, we call it the perfectionist cage. It's that nagging little voice in your head, the one that demands every single word you say is flawless. It creates this constant state of anxiety, and that just leads to this vicious cycle of doubting yourself and hesitating. Now, to really get why this cage is so damaging, we got to talk about something called cognitive momentum. Think of it like a liver, you know? It's the smooth, natural current that's supposed to carry your thoughts out into the world as words. Every single time you stop to check your grammar or second-guess a word, you're basically building a dam right in the middle of that river. And here's the thing that's so crucial to understand. That little pause, it isn't just a harmless hesitation, it's an active choice you're making. You are choosing in that moment to prioritize perfect grammar over actually expressing your real thoughts and your authentic self. You're literally choosing to silence your own voice. Okay, so how in the world do we break out of this? Well, the first key is a really powerful psychological tool. It's called the pattern interrupt. I want you to think of it like a mental circuit breaker, something designed to just stop that hesitation cycle dead in its tracks. So what does this look like in practice? It's actually a pretty simple three-step mental drill. First, you have to catch yourself pausing. The second you feel that hesitation creeping in, just become aware of it. Step 2, consciously ignore that inner critic, that voice worrying about a mistake. And third, and this is the most important part, finish the thought. You have to force yourself to push through, even if what comes out isn't perfect. All right, key number 2 is just as critical. This one is all about a huge mindset shift. It means you have to completely change your entire relationship with the idea of grammar itself. Just look at this comparison. Over here on the left, we have grammar seen as this rigid law. When you see it this way, you're focused on precision, you live in fear of making an error, and it absolutely kills your cognitive momentum. But now look at the right. This is grammar as a fluid tool. Here, the focus is all on expression. Errors aren't failures, they're just data. And this mindset, it actually builds your momentum. So when you start to see it this way, you realize something amazing. The grammar rules were never the real enemy here. The true barrier, the real bad guy in your story of becoming fluent, is that inner critic. Our whole goal is to learn how to turn down the volume on that voice. And this is so important because staying quiet, staying locked up in that perfectionist cage, well, it has very real consequences. We have to really understand the true cost of all this hesitation. So I want you to just take a second and really honestly think about this. What is this fear of making a little mistake actually costing you? What opportunities have you missed? What connections? What great ideas have you just kept to yourself? You know, the price is incredibly high. It can lead to your career stalling out because you don't speak up in meetings. It means missing out on personal connections because you're too afraid to just start a simple conversation. Your best ideas stay locked inside. And the real tragedy? You stay trapped, never actually reaching the fluency that you really want. So what's the end game here? Where are we trying to go with all of this? The goal is to build your communication engine, to forge a voice that is strong, powerful, and most importantly, resilient. And here's the secret to how you do it. From now on, every time you make a mistake, a grammar slip, use the wrong word, you don't see it as a failure. You have to reframe it. That little slip-up is now valuable data. It's feedback that you can use to tweak and fine-tune and strengthen your engine, making it tougher and more resilient for the next time around. And that is what this is all about. This entire process is designed to take that hesitant, quiet, fearful speech and transform it into a bold, powerful engine of communication. One that just keeps on running. One that absolutely refuses to break down under the pressure of trying to be perfect. So, this is where we end up. The cage door is open. The keys are right there in your hands. The only thing left to do is to actually speak. So the only real question left is, now that you're free, what are you going to say first?